There it goes. Just had to get loud enough again.
We're gonna go ahead and get this started.
Yeah, we got a little echo here, Norman. Let's see, is there a, see, okay, I think that fixed it. Nope. Trying to mute it there.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, let's get started. Welcome today. Today, I get to lead the team meeting today. Woohoo! I know, right? That's exciting. Yeah, you'll have to text Chad and tell him that this is the best team meeting ever since he's not here. Yeah, Jim Jacobus used to do that every time he did a team meeting. He said, get out your phone, text Chad, tell him this is the best team meeting ever. Of course, then he's gonna ask me to do it again.
Yeah.
So welcome. I want to get started with some bucket fills. What has gone well in your world this week? Or what has someone done that you want to recognize? Another agent possibly that's helped you out? Or somebody in your family, some good news that you want to point out and celebrate, get the energy going. This guy, come on.
So my son is in swimming and he is each Saturday that he's been competing. And this previous Saturday, he improved his time by 18 seconds on the backstroke. So yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome.
With me, that would have resulted with a drowning, but.
I got my first 2 listings this month, so I'm very excited. Yeah. And I have an executed contract on one, and I had 2 offers that are really good. Hopefully we'll have something signed this afternoon on the other. So all good.
Making it look easy. Awesome. Awesome.
Anybody else?
Yeah, what else? Going well in life. Bucket fills. Come on, let's get at least one more. Right over here. Nimesh. Yeah,
No worries.
This was last week, not this week. But I got to show houses for another agent. It wasn't my listing, but that was my first time that I was showing houses
that's
to someone that
awesome.
wasn't my husband, because we've been practicing.
Yeah,
So just recognition.
that's awesome. Great opportunity. And by the way, for those of you that didn't know, we have a large network in our office, and we do have agents that are looking for other agents to help show properties. And so get connected on our closed Facebook group, get connected with Israel, a pre-C coach, and you never know what might come up. So that's awesome.
There's definitely a way for you to lead generate within the office.
Yep, working at work. All
So I
right.
have one really quickly.
Please.
So I had it's a little bittersweet. My last buyer that I have, since I'm doing PC now, closed yesterday. And she was a referral from my little sister. So just remember, she's worker sphere, and she had gone through 4 realtors before. Market got hard, tough last year with the interest rates going up, and she was discouraged. Her realtor pretty much said, sorry, you won't be able to buy something, and just kind of forgot about her. We closed yesterday on her brand new house. So
Wow. That's awesome. Awesome. All right. Move on to announcements. We've got, oops. I don't think this is working. All right, announcements. We got some dates coming up. Do we have individual slides for some of these also?
most of them.
Awesome. So here's just an overview of some things going on in June and July. And then don't forget, we got Mega Camp coming up in August. Let's get to our individual slides. All right.
On this? Yeah, I'll just make a quick announcement. Hey, so the series is continuing. And so today at 1 p.m., I'll be going over DocuSign settings, okay? If you don't have your DocuSign settings right, you're not gonna be able to get into DocuSign. And then when you try, you're gonna feel like it's not working. So, and then the next one, so this Friday, it's kind of a delay. So when you click it, it changes here, but then it delays in seeing it here. So if you don't know how to get paid, since you have closings,
We can't hear you all the way back here. Nobody actually.
I'm sorry. But if you have closings and you don't know how to get paid because you don't know how to put it in for review, and then you don't know how to make a commission request, this is a class for you. Okay, that's all we're going to cover in here. All right.
How to get paid. That's
I
important.
will personally endorse that class for anyone that wants to get paid. So there's an easy way and a hard way to do things and use technology. Come learn the easy way. We'll all do better together. Okay. And then, all right, book club. We got Andy's book club coming up. Looks like it's The Secrets of Power Negotiating. And as a reminder for the book club, read the book before you come. And then y'all can discuss at a high level. She's done a couple of these, so she's got one coming up at the end of the month. It'll be here at the office. So she's been going to our other sister offices in Signature and downtown and Central. So this one is here. I'd say read the book and show up. It's a book club. They'll discuss the book together and you can mastermind together, talk about what you're pulling out of it and just kind of glean from the group.
So each month she has the book specifically, and this one is The Secrets of Power Negotiating. So you would get that book, read it, and then you come to the book club meeting and discuss it.
So do we get it at the broker or do we have to purchase the book?
Yeah, just get on Amazon or Barnes and Noble or something like that.
This is just one of the things Amy loves to do, and it helps to just kind of build your toolbox of things. So it's not a required anything, it's just something she wants
Yeah.
to do.
Enrichment.
I kind of remember whenever you start hitting a ceiling of achievement, right? You hit that ceiling, you're hitting your head against the wall and you just don't know how to move forward. Sometimes it's taking a class, reading a book, getting a coach. Those are the things that help you break through those ceilings. So this might be one of those things for you. Verna, do you want to introduce this one?
Yep, so another Build Your Brand series. It's the third of 4, so we only have one more after this. It's okay. Apparently he wanted to be part of this team meeting. But we said the doors are closed. Okay, so Build Your Brand lesson series, we're bringing Camille in. Several of you were here for the first and the second one, and it's very impactful. It's a way for you to enhance your brand both online and offline from a professional who knows what she's doing. So you get great tidbits from there. It's happening July 6th, right here from 10 to 11 a.m. So I hope to see you guys there.
Awesome. All right, Mega Agent Camp coming up in August. If you've not been before, this is a fantastic event. It's one of the 2 big conventions that Keller Williams puts on. This one is in Austin. It's only a couple of days. It is going to be right around the starting of school. So, but if you plan for that, you can still attend. Great opportunity to learn about the big KW and what it can provide for you and your business, and networking opportunities with people from around the country. There's even people that come from other parts of the globe. So Keller Williams in other countries, they come here to this event and then to the Family Reunion Convention in February. So I highly recommend, if you are interested and you're not really sure, come talk to one of us on leadership. We can tell you more about it. We would love to see a huge showing from our office at this event.
Highly recommend.
Yeah, and if you sign up earlier, they do have a payment plan this year. So you can actually stagger your payments. It is $6.90. No, it's not. They break it up evenly over the, yeah, so again, you can adjust your payments and
Talk louder.
break it up. I've never heard that in my life yet. Wow.
We have to talk over the window washer.
Yeah, I guess that's what it is
yeah.
too. Right? But yeah, again, so highly recommended, like these guys are saying, a lot of value there, a lot of networking opportunities, and most importantly, lots of fun.
Yeah, and it's only in Austin. It's 2.5 hours away, easy drive. Just grab a carpool with somebody, get an Airbnb. You can make it a real economical trip, and it's a business deduction. All right.
And then again, quick reminder for Tech 30/60/90, we are now in its 3rd week, I believe. There's been a couple of days off because of the holiday on Monday and whatnot. So there's plenty of opportunity for you guys to catch up if you have not registered for this. Again, there is no cost to you. The Market Center is taking the cost on this. There are 90, it lasts for 90 days and there are 30-minute sessions per day, Monday through Friday. Again, you can still register, get involved. Anything you've missed so far, you're going to get a drive link that's going to give you the archived videos of the ones that we've missed so far. Okay. So again, I highly implore you, if you have not, taken a deep dive into this, to do so.
Yeah,
Right.
Marty Miller and Tim Beverland, they know their stuff when it comes to technology. If you have not jumped into this, you are missing out on an opportunity to use technology to grow your business. So,
There we go. Thank you.
all right, and I guess we're ready to jump into awards. Is there anything, did we have a coaching?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't have a slide, but I'll go ahead and let you
Yeah,
go.
yeah, that's okay. Can I? It's a little
Go
bit.
for it.
So
Take it away.
a lot of things on the PC side really quickly as reminders. Today after the team meeting, we're starting to do our group coaching, in-person group coaching for PC. And I have lovely Liska who will be joining as well. How long did it take you to cap? Remind me.
6.5.
So she'll
Making
be,
it look easy.
she's still obviously part of PC, but I want her to feature her and just kind of pick her brain a little bit. So we'll grab your lunch after the team meeting. We'll find a spot to sit down and that'll be every Wednesday at 1 o'clock. Okay. For my dual career people, or if you can't make that one, we'll be doing PC group coaching via Zoom on Thursdays at 4:30. Okay. And this is just within us. So I know there's a group coaching on Mondays between all the market centers, but this will be specifically for us in person on Wednesdays, Zoom on Thursdays. What else? There was something else. I already shared with you guys you should have gotten an email. If not, I'll post a QR code. I have a Google Drive that'll be for my resource library. So I have walkthroughs going on there, contract walkthroughs. I know some of the resources are kind of scattered, so I'm kind of just consolidating them in one spot. We obviously have a lot of the information on KWSW 25 that has some great videos from Norman and Nimesh. And so I will be adding to those. So my goal is to add some additional resources for you guys in one spot. If there's anything that you feel you need as a new agent, please email me and say, hey, I think, could we do a walkthrough of this? Could we do a sample contract of that, et cetera, okay? And I'll slowly add to our resource library. Last quick thing, I forgot to put in the slide. This Friday, I'm doing a Sphere. This is not PC related per se, a Sphere and database class this Friday. So a lot of times when I talk to y'all on coaching, it's like, okay, I hear y'all harp on us about touching our database and growing our database, but how do I build those touches up over a course of a year, right? So we'll be doing that this Friday. So DTD2 touches, calls, texts, emails, newsletters, all the different things. Over a course of a year, you can build your touches to keep in touch with your database. And that's all I got.
Great. So Friday.
It is at, I'll check. I'll check right now.
Do you hear?
You got a question online?
11 o'clock, sorry,
11 a.m.
11 a.m.
Okay, awesome. All right. Well, we're going to jump into awards and then we will get to our main content after we get through awards. So we're switching up a little bit today. And I love to recognize awards because this is truly recognizing those individuals that have been making things happen. And typically when you see the results, right, that's over a time period of work. The results come 30, 60, 90 days later. So Liska, all the work that you've done, this was put in 6 months ago, and it's finally starting to show up. And so you start building momentum, and I get real excited being able to recognize these results. So let's jump into our listing units for individuals. We had a three-way tie for first place with 3 listed units. We have LaShambra Ewing, Winona Smith, and Kitty Valence. Congratulations on being our top listing agents. And then for our top teams, we had the Kimber V team leading the way with 3. And then we had a tie for second place with 4. Ambassador Real Estate Group, that is Serena Chu. Warner Real Estate, which is Candace Warner. The Day team, Mike and Linda Day. And the Diaz team, Val and Ernest. Congratulations to our teams. Woo-hoo. And then our top groups, we got the Audra O'Neill team in first place with 7 listed units, followed by the SIA group with 6, and the Kathy Stubbs team with 4. Congratulations to our top groups. And then when you have the units, the volume follows. Top individuals for listing volume, Kitty Valence with just shy of 2 million in listed volume, followed by Jamie Castens with 1.7, LaShambra with 1.4, Sapana with 1.3, and Sahar Khatib with 1.1. Congratulations again to our top individuals. And then, of course, top teams listing volume. We got the Day team leading the way with 1.6 million in listed volume, followed by the Abra team. That's Judy and Dawn Abra. Followed by the Kimber V team at 1.5, Ambassador Real Estate Group with 1.2 million, and Warner Real Estate Group with just shy of 1.2 million. So congratulations to our top teams. And then for our top groups, we have Audra O'Neill team in first place with over 5 million in listed volume, followed by the Kathy Stubbs team with 2.1 million, followed by the home coach group, that's CW Ross and Ann Ross with 2.1 million. And the SIA group, also 2.1 million. I mean, they're just neck and neck there. And the BMP team with just under 1 million. Congratulations to our top groups. And moving on to our closed units, in first place, we have Jamie Castens with 9 closed units. Congratulations, Jamie. And Kitty Valence in second with 6 closed units. I'm getting blind here. And then we had a 3-way tie for third with Sahar Khatib, Sapna Patel, and LaDonna Parker with 5 closed units. Congratulations, guys. And then our top teams, we got the Diaz team in first place with 15 closed units, followed by the investor group with 11, the Kimber V team and Vaster Real Estate group tying in third with 3 units each. Congratulations to our teams. And then our top groups, we got the Audra O'Neill team in first place with 23 closed units. Whew, that's a busy month. Followed by the SIA group with 17 closed units, the Kathy Stubbs team in third with 10, the HTX Realty Group, that's Vamshi, with 9 closed units, and the BNP team with 8. So congratulations to our top groups. And then top adjusted closed volume. Remember, adjusted closed volume is based on 3% commission. So if you get a bonus, your adjusted closed volume goes up. If you give a concession, it goes down. So in first place, top adjusted closed volume was Kitty Valence with 4.4 million in adjusted closed volume, followed by Jamie Castens with 3.5 million, Nazneen Dinani with 1.6, Sheila Cox also 1.6, and Sapna Patel rounding out the field with just under 1.5 million. Congratulations. And then top teams, we got Kimber V team in first place with 1.4 million, followed by the investor group, also 1.4. The Diaz team in third place with 1.3, followed by the Lupita DeCal team and the Houston, Texas home team, which is Cynthia Contreras and Ken Farley. Congratulations to our top teams. And then top groups, adjusted closed volume, we got the Audra O'Neill team in first place with over 9 million in adjusted closed volume, followed by the Kathy Stubbs team with 5.2 million, the SIA group with 3.1, HTX Realty Group, that's Monchi with 1.9, and the BMP team with 1.5. Congratulations to our top groups. And then one of my favorite awards is the Triple Crown. To qualify for Triple Crown, you have to be an individual agent and close 3 or more sales in the same month. So we had Angie Farish, Sahar Khatib, Jamie Castens, Imelda Pranan, Sapna Patel, Betty Serrano, and Kitty Valence, who all qualified for the Triple Crown Award last month. Congratulations. And then we also like to celebrate our Kellerversaries. And we'll jump in, I got a couple more here, but Kellerversaries, celebrating 1 year with Keller Williams. We have Ashu Bansal, Mario Botros, Nicole Brown, Raimundo Ramirez, Amrinder Verma, Uriah Walton, Marissa Williams, and Syed Zaidi. Celebrating 2 years with Keller Williams, we have Encarnacion Castro, Kirk Dowdy, Tony Fields, Blaine Kaplani, Tanya Nicholas, Haral Pancholi, Violetta Pineda, Heather Lowry, Sam Abdelmajid, Lenita Welsh. 3 years is LaShawn Byrne and Stephen Gates. 4 years, we have George Escobar, Letitia Jones, Sala Myers, Alpana Patel. 5 years, we have Sapna Patel, Kanisha Rayson Elliston, Rebecca Robinson. 6 years, Andrew Missick, Jason Wynn. 8 years, Jim Jacobus, Sonia Jones, and Mandy Thus. 12 years, Valerie Diaz and Israel Flores. Yeah, he's still there on the back. Congratulations. Yeah, it's been a minute, huh? 14 years, we got Alex Song. 16 years, Ruby Rose Sanders, and 18 years, Ruhina Ahmed and Alpa Choksi. Congratulations to all of these Kellerversaries. Awesome. And then also we want to recognize our cappers. Last month, we had a handful of cappers. I want to say it was like 10. We had Eden T that capped last month. Congratulations, Eden. Also, Jamie Castens hit her cap last month. Congratulations, Jamie. Justin Crosby, Mr. Incognito, congratulations. No, I still don't have a picture. Congratulations, Justin, still making it happen. Kitty Valence, congratulations on capping last month as well. Lupita DeCal also capping in the month of May. Congratulations. Melanie Horn, also a capper. Congratulations, Melanie. Mike Wong capped last month. Congratulations, Mike. We also have Laura Parks. Congratulations to capping Laura, and Imelda Pradhan. I think that rounds out the field. Woo, congratulations to all of our cappers. Oh, and Sheila Cox, there we go. Sheila, congratulations. Way to go, right? Give them a round of applause. And then last but certainly not least, we want to recognize those agents with their first listings and first closings with KW. So first listing with KW, we have Mr. Anthony Elias. Congratulations on your first listing. Way to go. Yeah, there we go. There we go. And then also Adrian Berry. Adrian, there she is. There she is. Way to go, Adrian, on your first closing with KW. Very exciting. Alma Homzik, congratulations, Alma. First closing as well. Alvina Taylor, congratulations on your first closing. Nice, congratulations. Brianna Washington, congratulations on your first closing with KW. Way to go. Elizabeth Daniels, also first closing with KW, and she just finished bold. Congratulations, Elizabeth. Ivy Jackson, woo, first closing with KW. And Monica Broussard, also first closing. Congratulations. Yeah, she's here almost every day. Congratulations. Neelam, congratulations on your first closing. Way to go. And Cheyenne Khan, congratulations with your first closing with KW. And Teresa Richter. Woo! Congratulations. Awesome. And that rounds out our field with all of our award winners. I think we should have done awards first, like at the very beginning. This energy was fantastic. So I just love recognizing all of our award winners. I know it is a lot of work and focused energy that you put in to get those results. And I'm so excited to continue to support you as we get you back on the board next month. So congratulations, everybody. Awesome. And we already had Israel. So, and then Verna, here we go. I think we're good for.
Yeah, so I told Krista that I would come and support her and be here to do the team meeting with her. We were gonna like tag team. And she took over. Yes, she didn't need my help anyhow. So people don't know this about you though, but you had acting aspirations and.
I
different-
have acting.
Have, not done, you're right.
So fun fact, if you go on Amazon Prime and you search my name, you might find an independent film with me in it.
There it is. So no wonder she took the stage. No. All right, so I kind of want to keep her here because she's the numbers lady, right? Matter of fact, what were you doing right before this?
I was crunching numbers.
Crunching numbers. And we just got through talking about a couple of numbers, right?
Yeah.
Some things that happened that people started maybe 90 days ago that started showing up. Now we get to reward them. I do have a question for the crowd though. Were there names up there that you see every month, basically?
Yes.
Shout out a couple. Audra O'Neill, Kathy
You
Studd,
can shout out your own too if you're showing up.
Liska.
Yep, yep.
Oh, hi, Liska. Anybody, right? Receive it. Anybody else? Okay, so there's a whole bunch, by the way, right? So the title of today's segment is called Building a Financially Sound Business, right? And so would you say those people that you see constantly have a financially sound business? Potentially, right? Okay, so one thing, I want a bit of transparency.
Yeah, let's go for it.
One of the things we have in our businesses are expenses, and we noticed some trends. But before we get to the trends, out of our roughly 600 agents, how many of them do you feel like have a very sound business, percentage-wise?
Yeah, so sound business, I'm going to define as they're not just making money, they're keeping money.
Okay.
Right? They're living the life they intended to live with the money that they're making. Percentage-wise, it's pretty small. And the reason I say that, it's not unique to our office, right?
No.
Years ago, right, Keller Williams, we talked about Mega Camp, and Family Reunion is the other convention. At the big conventions, they'll recognize top earning agents and their numbers are way, way, way up there. It's hard to even fathom some of the business that they're doing. The very next year, some of those people may not even be in business.
Hmm,
And that's not unique to Keller Williams either.
no.
So there's a common thread in the middle of all of it, that people that know how to make money do not necessarily know how to keep it or how to live a big life with it.
Anybody want to share their story? Just one. Guilty. Right? Guilty. So much so that even on the leadership team, can you believe it? Like there's some of us that struggle with that. And we started reading certain books. We constantly are teaching different things because one of the best ways to learn is to teach. And so if y'all already know and paid attention to Chad, pay attention to Chad. I could say that because he's not here. What's the book we're reading? That's close. And no.
Teresa's got it. Teresa's got it.
Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Yep, yeah.
Rich Dad, Poor Dad. That's another good one. Think and Grow Rich. And I'm also reading The Richest Man in Babylon. Okay, because we want to make sure that we go on this journey of building wealth, not just make the money, but keep it and then help you guys do the same thing. It's part of the reason you're here at Keller Williams. Wouldn't you agree? And yet it's not happening. Okay, so here's the transparent moment and talk about our trends. When do most agents here get out of this business or leave us
When,
in the time of year?
probably towards the very beginning of the year when the HER dues are due.
Oh, did y'all hear that?
Yeah.
Right.
December, January.
December and January, we have the biggest exodus happening from our company. And do you know the biggest reason why? HAR dues. How much is it? Okay, so we'll add MLS quarter fees and everything. So let's just top that off at about $600-700. Did y'all not know it was coming? Did you not have enough time for it? Oh, okay. I'm gonna take your silence as the alternative.
I know it got funky in here.
Right.
Yeah.
And okay, so why is it happening? And it's not just new agents, would you say?
Mm-mm.
It's season 2. Okay, so what percentage, roughly, of the office do you think brings in our volume?
I mean, it's roughly the 80-20 rule. I mean, you might even go to the 15%.
15% of
So a small number of people are doing the majority of business because they figured out the activities that work and then they've learned how to really hone in on those activities and amplify them.
We're gonna talk about that. Let's jump in.
Awesome.
All right, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, cash flow quadrant. It is something that we've talked about. It's something that we're reading. It's something we're gonna keep talking about because by it, you guys are gonna build some wealth. Is that okay with y'all?
Yes.
All right, what I have found, and okay, my crew left, Namesh, okay, whatever. Barbara's here. Okay. On our leadership team, you know, we go out and recruit, right? We bring people, we attract people and everything else. But one of the biggest things I found in terms of a pattern is that I have the hardest time switching people from an employee mindset to a business mindset.
We might need to slow down just a second. In this room, how many people have seen this diagram before? So about 60-70% of the room, right?
Let's walk through it. And then I'll go back to my comment. So on the left side of the quadrant, which Chad has talked about, this is the quadrant he's referring to. You have what I just termed the employee side. On the first portion, you actually have a job, right? You're an employee. On the second portion, it's that you are self-employed, but you're still an employee. You just own your job. I mean, you can test this theory out, because when you're an employee, can you just take vacation willy-nilly and never just come back? No. So when you're self-employed, can you just say, unless you're Sapna, I'm just playing, but she also is on this side. So that's why she could say that, right? She has her burn months and just take off, right? And then that's just it. No, because $700 and something is stopping a lot of people. right? They can't just take off. So in this side, you work for your money. Now on the right side, I call this your business owner side. You actually are a business owner. Now, some of y'all are flexing and popping your collars when you go out there, myself included, and say, yeah, I'm a business owner of the Real Life Group, right? And yet, you don't own a system that works for you. In this category, your money is still working for you. Your money is just paying people to do the job. And you have a systematic approach to get things done. So you're a business owner. It's sellable, you're bankable. And then finally, an investor, right? In this part, your money is truly just working for you. You have these businesses set out and it's passive income and working on your behalf. We want you to move and switch from you working for money for the money working for you.
Yeah, and the stat behind this is on this side, 95% of the population lives here. 5% lives over here, right? But 95% of the wealth is over here. And 5% of the wealth is over here.
So which side y'all want to be on? This side or this side? This side or this side? Okay, then let's keep going. I know I got issues, y'all, just work with me. So how do you keep score? One of the things that Krista said in the very beginning is they do the activities that's necessary, but they're not just doing it willy-nilly. They have a goal in mind, okay? So how are you keeping score of your success? Is it that it's gross commission income? So you're just looking at that big dollar, just everything that's coming in, your volume, your units closed, net income, and your profit, money in the bank, multi-year trend. Some of y'all don't even know where to find that, or the language of real estate.
And Verna, you checked the wrong box. Most people are here.
Oh, absolutely. But where should we be?
Where should we be? I don't see it.
I would actually argue profit.
Well, so there's a couple measures here, right? You got your lag measures and your lead measures.
Oh,
So
for sure.
yeah, so your net income and profit, that's your ultimate goal, but you're not going to know if you reach it until you reach it.
Mhm.
So how do you know if you're on track? So that's where the lead measures come in.
Absolutely. So this is at the end of the year where you're trying to define success, but you can't wait till the end of the year to know if you're on the route to success, which is the lead and lag measure she's talking about, right? That was my argument. So we have 6 habits that ensure a financially sound business, because the purpose of business is to fund the perfect lifestyle. Fund the perfect lifestyle. And you have to take your perfect lifestyle into consideration. Tell us a little bit about this path of money.
Can I geek out for a second? Is that okay? I like to geek out over some of these numbers because these are impactful, right? It's impactful to me, and my goal and my desire is that it's impactful to every single person in this room. So this is a graphic. It's in one of the Keller Williams financials classes, right? It talks about the path of money. So when money comes in, what do you do with it? Well, you got 4 different options on what you can do with money that comes in. You can
Spend it.
spend it. You can save it, you hold it. You can invest it, or you can give it away. You can donate it, right? So those are your 4 options. Depending on what you do, if you decide to invest, you can either lend your investment, or you can own your investment, right? You have your passive and active positions. Active, I've heard some people say that if you don't know that business, don't get into it, right? Don't invest in something that you don't understand. However, a lot of the money is going to be in the active side, unless you have a lot of cash working for you. So on the passive side, you got your typical mutual funds, stocks, your financial investments. And then you have on the active side, that's where you're going to have your real estate, owning a home and having renters come in, right? That's your rental income. And then owner financing, which I heard somebody say never do. No, it's not that you should never do it. It's just don't do it without having a professional.
Absolutely.
And then the money that you get in goes back into your cash flow, right? And so then you make decisions on that money coming in on those 4 different ways to handle it.
So one of the things that I saw in The Richest Man in Babylon, a statement that he makes in there is that for every dollar that goes out, you have to require it to bring something back. And when it brings something back, you have to send it back out to make more. So how are you doing that? Right now, we're going to stay somewhat on this side because we know y'all are not even here yet. Most of y'all are not here on this side. So when you're actually working with the human capital, you're working for your money, you have to begin with your profit goal in mind and work backwards from there. So if you know, you've stated in your mind, I want to make 300,000 this year, 100,000, 60,000, 500,000, 2 million, whatever that is that take home? Or is that top level revenue? And then what do I need to do? And you will back yourself all the way up to what am I doing every single day to get me to that? So the first rule is set a profit goal that funds your big life and pursue the activities to achieve it. The first thing you need to know is what's your big life? What are your responsibilities? What are your expenses? What's your tax liability? How should I structure my business? Right? What would you add?
Yeah, I mean, this is such an important exercise. I know that every year we do our business planning clinic, right? We take a deep dive into your goals and what are you trying to accomplish with your financial goals? As an entrepreneur, right? You're leading your business, you're accountable to yourself. That's tough. You need to know your big why and you need to be very clear on it. So when things get difficult, you know what you're pushing for. So you start with that big why. How much money you need to fund the lifestyle you want to fund, and what is it you want to do? Provide for your family, travel, donate to a charity that you are just very passionate about, and then you put those numbers down. And like Verna said, you walk backwards. So you start with that, and then you figure out how much money do I need to make to take that home, and then how much money do I need to make, or what are my activities that I need to do to make that income. Right? And you just walk it backwards. It's a really awesome exercise. And if you haven't sat down and thought about it in an annual basis, I would highly recommend that you go home and take just a couple of minutes and put some things on paper. Clarity is power in your business.
Absolutely. I would add in there, if you are aspiring to get to this capital assets portion, that you're also putting money to the side to grow your business, right? So start putting something to the side. First, take care of your immediate needs, some savings, and then start putting some to the side. Oh, well, your emergency fund, then put some to the side for just savings, period, right? That you can later use to invest. And then from there, you're putting specific investment dollars out there. Who was it that was here? Cody, for Bold, people in Bold. He walked you through what his things were. Okay. All right. And then you're putting some money to the side to build a legacy. What happens when you're gone? Who does it go to? What are you leaving them? Bills, burdens, or financial capital? All right. The second thing, we're going to talk about 30, 30, 40 in a little later on. All right, here it goes. How many of you guys are aware of what your current tax liability might be? What you owe for taxes? Handful. Okay. All right. So what are some, I guess, best practices around taxes when it comes to this? Because this is a major expense that can basically thwart your efforts, right?
Yes. And remember, the government has allowable activities that they encourage us to do. And when we do them, we pay less in taxes, right? And you have to have it documented that you do these activities. So I would say number one, the number one best thing you could do for yourself is read a book. Buy a book on home-based business deductions, real estate business deductions. Get an understanding of the types of expenses that you need to track and think about. Because when you're making a decision on whether to purchase something or not purchase something, knowing if it's going to help your business by getting a tax deduction is going to help you know, oh, I need to make sure I set this receipt aside. I need to make sure that I track this, right? So read a book. Number two, I would separate your accounts. Do not commingle your personal and your business funds. It's one of the most challenging ways to know if you're making money if you throw it all in one account. So just get a separate checking account for all of your business transactions and all of your personal transactions. All your business commission and expenses come out of your business checking account. And then you pay yourself out of that account, right? And then third, get a good CPA.
Build your team.
Yeah, your CPA can help you. They can make or break you. Once you start getting into that $100,000 commission mark, right? You might need to consider setting up an S Corp or an LLC, and your CPA is the one that's going to advise you because there's costs associated with that. Is it going to be worth it for you? A really good CPA can help you plan ahead and not just look backwards, when you turn your stuff in on April 1st to get your taxes.
So that's
done.
more of a tax strategist, right? And so I would add to that. So not only should you have a business checking, but a business savings and a business tax account, right? So it can be a separate, like totally separate account, or it can be an additional savings account. And I would encourage you to pay out of that tax account quarterly. So as you're making money, every paycheck that you get, put a certain amount to the side. It's arguable as to what that amount is. It can be 10%, it could be 20%, it could be 40% if you want to be aggressive. And then pay it out quarterly. And these are the estimated tax due dates
Yeah,
for
we
this year.
just passed one, by the way, June 15th. If you owe taxes of over $1,000 to the government when you file, the very next year, they're going to say, you're required to pay us quarterly. You can't just pay us once a year. Otherwise, there'll be some penalties and interest. So if you set up the multiple accounts, right, baby steps, at least have one separate account.
Mhm.
You want to go one baby step further than that, set up a business savings for your taxes.
One step further than that, get a business credit card.
Yeah, and keep all your transactions separate. I would recommend for a new agent that you would take about 15% of whatever check you receive and put it into your tax savings account. Because at some point, the IRS is going to come calling for money and you either have it or you don't. It's better to have it. So get the money in the account and then you pay it and your business is paying your taxes.
Absolutely. And then get different tracking devices, specific apps for tracking your mileage. This is where that book comes into handy, right? Understanding what you can actually deduct from and talking to CPAs. I would advise you to do that as well. Get some accounting software. That's one of the biggest skills that you need to have. It's a simple skill, and yet it's the most impactful, is becoming a better accountant. Accounting the things you track for. Yes, ma'am. A book for learning about the different things.
There's one that I read a couple years ago. The publisher was Nolo. It was just home-based business deductions. I went and got it at Barnes and Noble. And it was really eye-opening for me because prior to coming here, my husband, he has his own home-based business and he's still doing it. And so that was very helpful for me to understand what kinds of things I need to be aware of to even track. Because if you don't know that mileage is deductible, you could be driving all over town and not track anything. And at the end of the year, you've just gave up a couple $1,000s worth of deductions. So.
Also in the red book, the MREA book, Millionaire Real Estate Agent, there's a chart of accounts. And we also have two versions, one that's more in depth and then one that's simplified that we can get to you. We'll put it on a closed Facebook group. In addition to that, the Tax Wealth Strategy book that Chad had up here last time.
Tax-free wealth.
Tax-free wealth. That's another one, okay? I also would encourage you as you're building your financial team, yes, it is a CPA. I would include a bookkeeper. Now, this may not necessarily, when you're new, you're the bookkeeper, right? But we're speaking to more than just new agents, right? And then I will also encourage you to have a great insurance agent as well. Why? Did you know, just a quick story, I had to take a call. That's because my mama don't know to not call me if it's not an emergency, right? However, what we just found recently, because she's not reviewing her accounts, right? And so it just reminded us to do that. They were charging my mama for her little old house, $5,000 for insurance. It went up over 60% in 1 year. 1 year, 1 year. So if you're not, and we talked about the whole home taxes, right? Property taxes and how they just slide in and start taking more of your money. So this is something that you can constantly be reviewing to make sure you're keeping your expenses low and you're maximize your profit. All right, that's it for that. Okay, so, so you, in case you didn't know, the second strategy, estimate, save for, and pay your taxes on time. This way, even if you forget to file your taxes, because it happens, at least you've been paying. And now all they want is just the return itself.
Yeah, and don't fall into the trap of not paying your taxes, and missing those quarterly payments. I mean, there are horror stories of real estate agents that didn't pay, and then the IRS comes looking, and once they get to that final point of sending a letter saying that your wages need to be garnished, you are not allowed to earn a penny more until the IRS is paid off. And so it gets very serious. So just pay them, be on top of it. Don't let yourself get in that place.
If you're already someone on top of that, know what forms you need. There's specific forms that if you have an S Corp or a C Corp, and then if you're a sole proprietor, which is just you individually using your tax ID number. And then continue to track your deductions, take pictures, use apps, use those tools that help you. Okay, so the third one is use the proven models and systems of the MREA chart of accounts. So that's what I was saying. We have one of those, we have that, right? Based on the Red Book. But there's a model. All these numbers go to say there is a 30-30-40 breakdown. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so 30-30-40 is 30% cost of sale, 30% expense, 40% net profit. They talk about if you run a very efficient, profitable real estate business, and they show these best practices, it's actually up here at the $2.5 million mark. They don't have the totals here, but that's where it's coming up. You can make 40% net profit on a business, which is really unheard of if you look in the business world, because typically you're not taking home that net profit, right? As you go up in your different levels of business, your net profit percentage is going to change. Ultimately, you want to make more net profit bottom line year over year, but the percentage might change. So in your first year, maybe you're taking home 50% net profit because you really don't have a whole lot of expenses. And your next year, maybe you're going to take home a 30% net profit because your expenses went up, but your total bottom line, right, may have been 60,000 your first year and 100,000 your second year. Does that make sense? So your percentages are going to change a little bit. This is showing you a best practice from the MREA book, right? And how do they get these numbers? Gary and his team went and interviewed top agents from around the country, and they looked at what they were doing, and then they came and they put the MREA book together. So this is just looking at the top businesses and different models of showing the types of expenses that they're paying and what percentage of that GCI is going to pay those expenses.
So this is what I mean by most of the agents have a hard time switching from an employee mindset to the business mindset, because from the employee mindset, I would argue is very unsound business practice, right? You get a paycheck. You're upset that Keller Williams took their portion, even though you're using all our stuff. And you're surprised about it. You're surprised about any fees HAR gives you. You're surprised about all of those things. And then you take everything and go pay some bills, and that's it. And maybe even some luxuries, the bar, the this, the that. Unsound business practices. This is not a paycheck yet. You have to deduct your expenses. You have to count on those expenses and then move from there.
It really makes it seem like that there is a minimum threshold you need to be making in order to fund your personal life. And because you want your business to cover those deductions. And if it's not covering those deductions and they don't get paid, you don't want to be one of those that can't afford their HAR dues come at the end of the year. So it's almost like there's a minimum level. And so that's where working backwards can really be powerful, because you understand the level of activity needed to just keep your business afloat and to start funding your life.
Absolutely. This? That's the MREA chart of accounts. It will be on our KWSW 25 thing before the end of today. Yes, ma'am.
I'm an accountant as well. And what I did for my first, for all of my expenses from going to the school is I was just logging them onto like a log sheet. And when I had my first closing, I deducted all the expenses that I already had and then kind of estimated like my, HAR fees for each quarter for the rest of the year. And I had like a whole little balance sheet for my first close. And that's small because I'm just getting started, but I can see how this can really, really grow to like a whole full-time job managing these expenses and tracking your mileage and stuff.
That's
But the
awesome.
balance sheet really helped for my first closing.
Yeah, so here's the reality, right? Because you're business owners that are broke, you are also the accountant. No, that's the reality. When you started, you're a business owner that's broke, like your business is broke. You have to work to learn, and then you learn to earn, right? And so I'm not saying whatever your lifestyle looked like before your business, that's that. I'm talking about this business. You started off broke. Right? And so you have to transition from that, and you have to plan for, how do I pay for this before I start making an actual profit from what I'm doing in this business? And you have to consider all those expenses. So I appreciate you and your transparency for that, because that's true. You didn't start this business when you walked through Keller Williams doors. You started this when you started learning how to be a real estate agent. I have no clue. You just need to start recording me. It sounded good in the moment.
So what I love that she said was, she was tracking in a spreadsheet, right? You all have access to a free spreadsheet, on Google Drive. You're at KW, you have free Drive, capabilities, access, or you have Microsoft Excel, or on your, Apple, you have your Excel equivalent, whatever it's called, sheets. And so it's not difficult to track. You just have to do it, right? They have apps, they have software that you can buy. You don't need the software in the beginning. At some point, I would recommend it, because you can get your bank
Your QuickBooks, your
transactions
yeah.
downloaded automatically, and it's, just kind of
Easier.
you select which kind of expense it is. But it's just simple. You just start.
Build the habit.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, one day, at least one day out of the week, it could be 15 minutes, it could be 20 minutes, whatever. Visit your money, visit your financial plan, right? Visit your bank accounts. You'll notice, like, Wells Fargo is very slow on changing things up. So if you don't know your money is, you may go in the negative. Just saying. Understand your bank's habit. Okay. So definitely use those proven models to get your business where it needs to be. Be fiscally savvy by reviewing your financials monthly. Okay, I already said that, right? So you're leading with revenue, okay? Playing red light, green light, and stick to your budget. Do you want to expound on that more? I know we're a little over on time.
I mean, just to say, you can go from a broke business to really wealthy real estate agent in 20 years, or you can do it in 5. And what's the difference? 5 years is very intentional. So are you going to be intentional with your business, or are you just going to let things happen naturally? Because I'll tell you, on average, most real estate agents that get in the business in the nation are out of the business in a 1.5 years.
Okay, I remember what I said. Thank you. I said you pay to learn, and then you learn to earn. And why I was saying that was because you're going from broke to what you just explained, right? Being very intentional. So right now you're paying, your expenses are there to help you learn. And you're learning so you understand how to earn, and not earn where you're always working for the money, but earn so that you create the pathway where that money is working for you. Okay, that's what I was saying. We went back on that thought. Okay, the last couple, pay yourself a salary.
I love this one.
Yeah.
So you can get official with this by setting up an S corp, right? And that can help you save on taxes by following that strategy. But if you're not taking home more than like $80,000 a year in your business, you probably don't want to set up an S corp just yet. Your CPA can consult you. I'm not a CPA. However, you can set up this model by having a separate business account. And if you know that you're going to be making 100,000 in GCI in the year, you pre-plan how much you're going to be paying yourself. So you're not taking home 100% of your check that you deposit. A portion of that needs to go and stay in a business account to cover those business expenses. And that way you're only paying yourself what you have pre-planned to pay yourself. So that's really putting on a business owner hat and stepping out of that employee mindset or even self-employed mindset. It is being intentional. It is uncomfortable, but if you do it, you're going to go from 0 to 60 much, much faster than if you don't.
Which is why I was encouraging having a separate business savings account, right? Because ideally, according to the MREA, you want to have 6 months of savings. And this is business expense savings. And if an expense, part of your expense is paying yourself, Then you also have income for you and your personal expenses, if that's part of your entire business expense, right?
So at a top level, and I've talked to some of our agents before, when you have your account set up and your business is going, right? And you're taking home, let's say 250,000 GCI, you know how much you want to be paying yourself, but business can come in spurts,
Absolutely.
right? It gets really, really busy in certain months of the year, and then other months of the year, it seems to slow down. And so rather than ride this financial wave personally, you let your business account ride the wave, and you pay yourself the same amount every month based on how much you know you're going to make in the year. And so it just evens out that ride for you, and it can remove a lot of stress in your personal life.
Yeah, which allows you to go out there and do your business at the fullest. Okay, so the final slide is just prepare now for a financially secure future, right? You have to be future oriented. Begin with the end in mind every single week. Be calculated on what your expenses are, what the potential things might be that show up. Be prepared for them. Be patient. Money does not grow on trees, right? But money can grow compoundly. See how I try to do that? So your compound action can allow things for your life to be completely different. And then be able to delay gratification. That's one of the hardest things. They try to teach you that when you were 2 years old, but some of us didn't learn that lesson very well. And sometimes we learned it as long as we were under our parents' household, but the minute we got freedom, went back to 2 years old. So learn to delay some gratification and do the things that most people don't. So later on, you can do the things that most people don't. Okay. Did you want to add anything to that?
No.
All right, that's it. Let's get our
Awesome.
business
Yeah,
partners
let's
up
come on.
here.
Thank you, everybody, for hanging in there with us. Come on up, Melissa.
Hi, guys. Melissa Lima from downstairs at Patent Title. So I wanted to talk to you guys about your listing agreements. Hopefully you're using our listing intake form on patenttitle.com. You can get that there. If you're not using our listing intake form, you will not know how to go about if there are errors on a property, or if you need to settle the heirship issues in order to clear title and close on time. So if you need to know how to go to Patent Title, and get that listing intake form, ask me. But anyways, the affidavit of heirship questionnaire is very important to ask ahead of time, because I don't know if you guys know, but if there is heirs and if there is a certain situation like that, it takes a really, really, really long time for us to go through all of that. And a lot of times that holds up a lot of stuff. I mean, it goes from information regarding the descendant, the deceased, legal name, marital status, and then it goes into first marriage. If they were married before they were married to the surviving spouse, I need to know, were there children from that marriage? Were there grandchildren from that marriage? Because even though he's been married 2 more times, that first marriage might come into play. If they didn't have any children, then, we go to the second, it's a big process. So if there's a second marriage, children, grandchildren, adopted children, we need to know all of this, and it's all on that questionnaire. If the descendant didn't have any, was not survived by a spouse or children, we need to know mothers and fathers' names. Brothers and sisters. It's not just if they were married. No, they weren't married, blah, blah, blah. Did they have brothers and sisters? Do they have a parents that are still alive? There are so many things that we need to know. So that questionnaire is really, really, really important. Then any unpaid debts, any unpaid taxes. Did they have Medicaid benefits? There are a lot of questions that you might not know to ask. So that's really important to do the affidavit of heirship questionnaire. So come to me if you guys want more information on that. My fun fact is actually personal. If you saw my Instagram and saw my reel from this weekend, I was dating the same guy as 3 other people, which actually turns into like 50 something more people. It's a whole thing. So if you go on my Instagram, you can see it's really cute. But that's not my fun fact. But if you go on there, you can see it, and then this will all make sense. So we've been talking for 10 months, and we're all like a little, really tight friendship now. And we put it on TikTok and it has 3.4 million views. And we've been approached by 2 different producers. One was a Dana Brunetti, who House of Cards, 50 Shades of Grey producer. And the other one is another production company that we actually signed with. Yeah. Yes, it is. It is. It's a lot like that. And so they're going from the whole range of reality show to a dating show to a Lifetime movie to a full screen big screen movie. So that's my fun fact. Stay tuned, see what happens. But I am in a contract with a production company based off that little drama story that if you go to my TikTok, you can see, and my Instagram. Yeah. Melissa Lima, but Melissa has 5 S's. Melissa Lima. Melissa with 5 S's. Melissa Lima, and go to my reels and you'll see all that. And then my TikTok, Melissa Lima 713.
Hello, my name is Yilin. My office is in the safe floor. So 2 weeks ago, I bumped into a guy in the elevator. So I talked to him. So he signed up for me yesterday. His name is Kevin Torres. Anybody want to claim the referral? I mean, I want to give to KW, okay? So also like this week, like Selena, they put my name and phone number into their welcome letter, so a customer sign up from that. So that's a way to get business. It's easy. I mean, since you need to send out the welcome letter, just to put one more information there. But don't put too much choice for them to connect electricity. Put me only, or else we have a lot of work to do, like need to compare for them. They ask a lot of questions, okay? Thank you.
Sounds good. Thanks.
Hey, y'all. So we have a new FHA program. It's 100%. And so it's going to be basically a first and a second lien. So the first lien is going to be your regular 96.5, and then we will get a second lien for the 3.5%. So it ends up being 100% financing. Now on the second lien, there are 2 options. It's either forgivable after 10 years, but that option does have points associated with it. So it's really not the best option. The other option is going to be a payment that's amortized over 30 years. Sorry, no, it's amortized over 10 years. And that rate is going to be 2 points higher than the first lien rate. So like if first lien rate is 7, that second lien rate would be 9. And I'm doing one right now. It's all in-house. We don't have to broker it. So it's working out real well.
Wow, if you've been in this business long enough, you'll see that we just revisited the past.
Yeah.
That's what used to happen.
Right.
Absolutely.
And we're also going to have 2 classes coming up next month. We're going to have a credit class and appraisal class. I don't have the dates yet, but those will be coming. And then let's see. Oh, this is big. Now we are going to be able to pull soft inquiries instead of it all being hard inquiries. So that's good because a lot of people don't want their credit pulled, and that's why they won't apply. We will only be able to get 2 scores for right now, but we're going to be on a pilot program with Fannie Mae where we can actually run the soft inquiries with 3 scores through DU. So that's exciting. Well, somewhere along the transaction, we will have to pull a full credit report. But for right now, in the beginning, and they're saying like 5 days before closing, we can pull the full report. We're going to see the same scores, but I don't know. I'm thinking I want to pull it maybe, once we go under contract or something. But yes, but we will still have to have a full credit report. But that way they'll be so far along. And one thing it's going to help with these trigger leads. I don't know if y'all have heard about that, but basically it's these calls people get after their credit report has been pulled. Their information is sold from the credit bureaus to lenders. And so basically a lot of times they're online lenders and they're just like hounding people. People call me and they're like, how do I get off this? And there's no way to stop it. They're working on trying to get something through, the Congress and all that. But as of right now, there's nothing you can do. So anyways, that's all I've done.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, you got a little closing costs, we still have to figure that out.
Right. Yeah, there's no way to roll in closing costs. Nope. But the second lien does not have any fees. So that's a good thing. But yes, you still have all your closing costs that would have to come from somewhere. Yeah.
If only Denise was close by for us to ask more questions.
So convenient.
Yeah, it would be so convenient. All right,
Hey, everyone. Just a quick thing about the calls that some buyers, they get bombarded after the lender like pulled their credit. The only way is to stop that is to go on opt-out website, and the buyer can basically stop like getting these calls. So my name is Abdullah Al-Safan. I am the regional manager with Guidance Residential, Southern Texas and Arizona. And for you who is not familiar with Guidance Residential, we are the leading and the largest faith-based lending. First of all, I would like to thank you all to be with us here today and to give us this opportunity. Special thank you also for Barbara. I don't see Barbara here, but thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to be in front of you. Also, I would like to thank my boss who came from Virginia, Mr. Salman Ali. He is going to cover the presentation about the faith-based lending. And also, I would like to give a special thanks to Adam Al-Sayed, ABB from Guidance Home Service. It's our sister company, which is basically our referral network partner. Salman, you have the floor.
Yeah. We're
Thank
glad
you
to
so
have
much.
guys back.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good afternoon. How's everyone doing? So you're asking a good question. Do you want to be on this side or this side? I want to be on that side.
No, this side, right. Even more so though, because the
Exactly.
camera can't.
Oh, the camera.
There you go.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Salman Ali. I'm a senior vice president and division manager at Guidance Residential. I want to give a very shout out and a thank you to the leadership of Keller Williams. Oh, thank you.
No, it doesn't work.
It doesn't work?
It's
Okay.
showing us a little bit.
No problem. So I want to give Keller Williams a thank you for allowing us to be here today, sharing what we have to say. And let me ask you guys, who's been in the industry for less than 12 months? It's a lot of folks, okay? Well, I'm excited for you guys. What about 5 years? 5 years less? Couple folks over here, okay?
Here.
Oh, is this microphone?
No, it's for the people online.
Oh, okay.
For some reason, they're having a hard time over there.
Well, I might walk around, as long as they can see the people on,
Right?
I'm gonna walk around.
Walking around.
No,
Oh, okay.
because-
It's okay.
Is it on?
Turn on the laptop, and you can walk around.
All right, awesome. So, okay, so I asked about 5 years. We got some hands for 5 years. What about 10 years? Anybody been doing this for 10 years? One, okay. Over 10 years? Anybody doing this for over 10 years? Okay, awesome. How long have you been in business? 32, and man in the back? 16, awesome, awesome. Well, I've been in the industry for 18 years on the financing end of things. Again, I mentioned I'm a senior vice president with Guidance Residential. We offer faith-based financing, primarily for the American Muslim community, but we're open to the public. We have a lot of people of other faiths that come with us also. So today's agenda is we're going to talk a little bit about myself, about Guidance Residential, what we do, what we offer, and how you can be involved in this community, the market potential that American Muslims have in Houston, which is really big. And also we'll talk about some cultural norms so that you guys are not hesitant to work with American Muslims. They're certainly welcome and open to working with you guys. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. We'll talk about how our program works, and then we'll have a Q&A session. If you guys have any questions, we'll talk about that. One thing that I did want to mention is I'm very excited. The majority of the room has been doing this for less than 12 months. This is a great industry to get into. And a lot of the slides that were shared earlier were very valuable because it does take planning. Like after 18 years, I've earned millions of dollars in commission in sales, right? And you can too. It takes planning. It takes a strategy, right? No pressure, no diamonds. So it is high pressure, right? And back when I started 18 years ago, we actually didn't have iPhones, believe it or not, right? So if I wanted to make a video, if I wanted to be on social media, which wasn't a big thing at that time, I had to hire a camera crew. If you can imagine, that was a lot of money, right? So now today, everybody has the power of this in your pockets, right? And believe it or not, we're all actually influencers in our industry because we know so much about home buying, financing. You guys have your financing partners over here, right? Share that knowledge, and that's going to help you guys grow. A little bit about myself. I started in this industry, as I mentioned, 18 years ago in 2005, and I started as a loan officer, or what we call them as an account executive at Guidance Residential. And I was a account executive and in sales for 10 years. And I was actually the top producer in the nation in our organization. And I love that part of the job because I was upfront. I was working with realtor partners. I was working with customers. And then my CEO came to my office and said, I want you to be the regional manager. And I just couldn't say no to him. So I became the regional manager. And then since then I grew to division manager and greater things. A little bit about Guidance Residential and why we're here. I want to just say right off the bat, our goal is not to replace your preferred lenders, right? You had some awesome preferred lenders over here. Continue giving them business. Our goal is not to take away business from them. Our goal is that if you had an American Muslim customer and they were looking for faith-based financing, in particular Islamic financing, that we would be your preferred provider for that, right? Just like I always give an analogy, if you had a veteran that came in the door, what would you say? Thank you for your service. And I got a VA person for you, right? A loan officer for you. Likewise, if an American Muslim came in and they were looking for faith-based financing, we would hope you would refer them over to us. If we can go to the next slide. We can go to the next slide. So a little bit about Guidance Residential. So we actually started in 2002. So we've been around for just over 21 years. Now you may not have heard, has anybody heard of Guidance Residential? You have? Okay, awesome. Some of you guys are there. Okay, awesome. So okay, sure. So with Guidance Residential, we've been around for about 21 years. And for the majority, if you haven't heard of Guidance Residential, we're a pretty large organization. Our parent company is called Capital Guidance. Capital Guidance is an organization that's been around for over 50 years. Has anybody been to Washington, D.C. recently? Yeah? Did you guys visit the Wharf in Washington, D.C.? It's the waterfront destination. So the Wharf, if you look it up, it's a beautiful waterfront destination. Our parent company, Capital Guidance, actually got the project to build that entire Wharf district, which is a luxury project, and we're very proud of that. Guidance Residential itself, we've financed over $10 billion worth of financing. That's basically helping about 40,000 American Muslims achieve home ownership. And if we go to the next slide, I think it has a map, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. Now this needs to be updated a little bit. This shows $8 billion. We're at about 11 right now and helped over 40,000 families, as I mentioned. And as you can see, we do business just about in all the states. We're in about 34 states throughout the country. And if we go to the next slide, we've been recognized throughout the media. As you can see, there's been a lot of positive coverage on what we're doing, and I'll tell you why in a little bit. But in particular, we're very proud of Housing Wire's Vanguard Award. Our CEO got that award. We're very proud of that. Freddie Mac had a RISE Award, which they only handed out to, if I'm not mistaken, 2 or 3 financial institutions in the country, and we were one of them. So we're very proud of that. And we also got the World Finance Best Islamic Financing Provider Award as well, something we're very proud of. Next slide, please. All right. So I was just told I have about 10 minutes. I'm going to tell you a little bit about how our program works. And then we're going to talk about how we can help you also increase your business through our sister company. But how does our program work? The key thing in Islamic financing is that we don't lend money. So Islam considers a loan to be an act of charity. If I were to lend this gentleman in the front over here $100, Islamically, I can only ask him to repay me $100. If I were to charge him 1 cent extra, that would be considered interest in our faith, and that's not permissible. So a loan in Islam is an act of charity. We cannot make a profit on a loan transaction. So then you would ask, well, then how do you guys finance? So we finance through a co-ownership agreement. So Islam allows us to finance, but through sharing in the profit, sharing in the loss, and that's through a co-ownership agreement. So what we do is we actually purchase the property instead of giving a loan with our co-owners. So just an example, we have programs where our partners or co-owners can put down as little as 3%. We would put down 97% and purchase the property together and outright. And that would define our ownership in the property. Initially, the buyer is at 3% and we're at 97%. What happens next is there's a monthly payment that consists of two portions. The first portion is called a utilization fee. It's basically a usage fee for utilizing our portion of the property. That's how we make a profit, right? It's almost like a rent, if you will, for that 97% that the customer doesn't yet own. That's how we make a profit. And at the same time, they're buying our ownership. So every month, our 97% is going down and their 3% is going up until they eventually buy us out and become 100% owner of the property. Now, there are some very unique benefits to our program that no other provider that I can think of in the United States that offers. One, we share in the loss in case of natural disaster, eminent domain, and foreclosure. And why do we do that? Because again, we're co-owners in the property. Our agreement is not on the money because we're not lending money. It's on the actual asset, which is the property. So that's basically how our program works and some of the major benefits of our program. We encourage all of our customers, all of our buyers to get pre-approved, right? Because your time is very valuable, right? We get a lot of customers that don't have real estate agents. And in those scenarios, what we do is we have a sister company called Guidance Home Services, and they're basically a referring broker. And in just a little bit, I'm going to introduce you to Adam, who's going to come up and talk a little bit about how you can join the network if you're interested in doing so. And then if we have a customer that's interested in purchasing a property, getting pre-approved, and they're not already working with a real estate agent, then we could refer that over to you if that's something you're interested in. So with that said, I'm going to conclude my portion, and I'm going to go ahead and introduce Adam Al-Sayed, who's a vice president, and he'll talk for about 10 minutes, and then we'll do a Q&A.
Let's grab food, and we will resume after, having lunch or during the lunch.
That sound good, everybody? We'll go ahead and grab some food real quick. They do have-
Yeah, let's grab food.
Yeah.
May I ask a question? Do you have any credit recovery program of, I know a Muslim lady who is struggling with her credit. Do you assist with credit repair?
So directly, we don't, but we can help them and guide them and give them feedback in terms of what they can do to improve their credit. But we personally don't do that. That's not something that we do.
Thank you.
Value of this, and they don't think sometimes leave out, because they don't understand about history law and things like that. And I know the proud heritage of if they're strict. But yeah. No, it don't happen with them, right? So somewhere in more like there's a path in place where it's not utilized.
Israel was working on it to see into a mastermind in here, but he might just move to the other room. And then I think join Zoom class. And then they have a class. Are you We're trying to, they still have some more of their presentation. We just needed to get the break for lunch.
Okay, so, are they coming back in here and then,
Yeah, and then we'll finish.
okay, all right, we can still work on that.
Okay, awesome.
So should I leave the Zoom going? I should. Put the Zoom going. I don't know, yes.
If you're on Zoom, you can hang tight with us. We're just grabbing some quick food and they got about 10 more minutes they were gonna go over and some Q&A.
Just want to make sure that people come back and get started down. Yeah. Oh, I Yes. Oh, absolutely, because that's what I'm not. They're often. Right now. But they get me.
Yeah.
So. Like, when. They're just in a line. For sure. Like, what is the opportunity? Where is the gap? And you guys, are the solution. My first discussion for it. Yeah. They're saying, we don't have which is great. I didn't want to go over there. Learn about it. I was like, oh, that's
And so when I was. Now, red weeks, you know, why? Got it. There you go, right here.
We can't hear anything.
Hi, guys. We are going to be presenting soon. Everyone's just eating lunch. Thanks for waiting.
Okay, if I could just get you guys' attention, I so appreciate your kindness. Please keep eating, and I'm gonna bring Guidance Realty back up so that they can finish their presentation, and we appreciate all the food. There's even enough for seconds. They get a second presentation, you get second food. Go ahead, sir.
Right? All right, we'll go ahead and get started. I want to introduce you guys to Adam Lasanius, who is the vice president of our sister company, Guidance Home Services. And he's going to talk a little bit about how you can grow your business and get referrals to Guidance Home Services. Adam.
Thank you, guys. I will talk on this mic so everyone online can hear me and see me. It's good to meet everyone. Thanks so much for coming. Really appreciate the time. So I'm just going to carry off where Salman left off. Salman talked to everybody about Guidance Residential and the Islamic home financing company, and basically how they are targeting a niche market of Muslim consumers for home financing. Now, I work for a company called Guidance Home Services. We are the sister company of Guidance Residential. And what we do is we actually refer Guidance Residential customers over to our network of real estate agents. So we're known as a referral network. I'm not sure if anyone's familiar with how a referral network works, but I'll explain it. And essentially what we do is we work with customers who are ready to buy. They come to Guidance Residential. They say that they need a real estate agent. And we have a network of right now about 2,200 different real estate agents. And we let the customer know, Mr. Customer, we have a network of agents. We can connect you with one in your desired area, right? So we have a lot of realtors in the Houston area. And we're looking, really, to be honest with everybody, we're looking to grow this network to connect with real estate agents who are full-timers, preferably. We also work with part-timers. But we're looking to work with realtors who are hungry for these types of leads and who can give our customers the best type of experience. So we pre-screen realtors upon sign up. And then once we sign up real estate agents, we refer customers over to them, and I will get more into that. You can go to the next slide, someone. Go to the next one. Yeah, there you go. There you go. All right, so again, and I just want to be aware of everybody's time here. So I'll try to get through it as quickly as I possibly can. Thank you so much for your patience. I want to talk about a few competitive advantages for being part of the network. So one, you guys are working with buyers who are pre-approved or pre-qualified from Guidance Residential. You guys, anyone who is a network agent gets increased visibility through marketing collateral. Also, there's the option of monitoring a client's progress through the financing process, something called the Guidance Home Portal app, and I'll get into that. And then you're working with the #1 Muslim American home financing brand. So again, Guidance Residential commands a huge amount of the Muslim American market share. We're #1 when it comes to Muslim American home buyers. And so being a part of the Guidance Home Services Network gets real estate agents access to this niche market. All right, go ahead. How do we do it? Well, we work with a concierge service that basically monitors all the customers who want a real estate agent, and they also work with the real estate agents in our network. So we connect our customers to real estate agents through this concierge service. Again, a customer is coming to us through Guidance Residential. They're saying they need a real estate agent. We're saying we'd be happy to connect you. Let's look for a customer in your area. And then we make the connections. Very simple, easy, smooth process. And then we monitor the progress. So say, for example, someone from this room signs up with our network, and we might already have some GHS agents here. Someone signs up with our network and we refer a customer over to them because the customer says they're looking to buy in Houston, right? So what we'll do is we'll refer the customer over to the agent. The agent will claim the referral through something called the Guidance Home Services app, which I'll get into. And then we call or we wait for updates through the app on your progress with the customer. So we want to know, okay, we've connected the customer with you. Now, where are you in the process? Are you simply connected and talking with the customer? Are you only in those preliminary phases? Are you showing properties? Have you guys submitted any offers? Are you under contract? That sort of thing. That's the type of updates we want. And that's part of the process you'll go through when you're part of the Guidance Home Services Network. All right, go to the next slide. All right, this is, again, one of the competitive advantages, marketing collateral as a real estate agent. Obviously, it's good to get your name out there, get pictures up on social media or flyers, whatever it might be. Guidance Home Services offers these types of collateral to our real estate agents. Go ahead to the next slide. Another feature, customers are able to basically notify real estate agents where they are in the home process. So again, you're going to be working with customers who are financing with Guidance Residential. Let's say you're not always talking or calling and you want to be up to date on where they are in the process. There are notifications that come to the real estate agent through this app. Go ahead to the next slide. You'll be working with the #1 Muslim American home financing brand. Again, like I talked before, Guidance Residential works with tons of Muslim American home clients, clients who are looking to finance their homes, and being a part of the GHS network gets you access to these types of consumers. Go ahead. Here's a recap. This is a little outdated again. These slides are a little outdated, but this just gives everyone a quick picture of how we've progressed over the years. So this is 2021. Obviously, we're in 2023, but we had a really good year of 2021. We got up to 1,400 active agents, and I'm just gonna ad lib this right now because we're up to 2,200 right now, like I mentioned before. We're working with 1,100 different brokerages, a lot of them from Keller Williams, all, in all 32 different states that Guidance Residential operates in. Keller Williams is one of our biggest, and we have tons of different agents from Keller Williams. And then our network agents in 2021 claimed $360 million in referral business. That's up to $9 million in potential commission. Point is, we're sending a lot of referrals out. We have a lot of agents claiming them. We have a lot of agents closing them. And again, the whole point of this is to connect with top real estate agents who are looking to work more with this niche market and help close. We have a lot of agents right now. They're doing a great job. And then we have a lot of other agents who maybe they've gone part-time or they've actually just disappeared. Their license is not active anymore. So we're really trying to filter through and get to some of those agents who are looking to connect with these types of customers. Go ahead to the next slide. How do you become an agent? It's really simple, guys. You just have to go to www.guidancehomeservices.com. You can sign up. It's free to sign up to this type of network. If you want to work with more Muslim American clients, get referrals your way, there's a 25% referral fee. So that's basically if you close on one of these customers, then a 25% referral fee is owed to the company. If you don't close, nothing's owed. There's no annual fees or anything like that. It's really, really easy to sign up. And I'll go ahead and circulate some business cards to everyone who wants to sign up, and we can help you guys sign up. Go ahead to the next slide of them. I don't know if that's the last one. That is the last one. Okay. So guys, that's it. That's the network. If you have any questions, I think we can leave it open to Salman or myself for any questions about Guidance Residential or Guidance Home Services. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Yeah.
Thank you, guys. I'll leave it here in case, last session, yeah, people. So for those of you folks joining through Zoom, if you guys have any questions, you can ask them as well. We're here to answer. Any question for Guidance Residential or Guidance Home Services? Yeah.
I was just getting the information.
Yeah, the information to sign up. Yeah, I can share a business card with you, and yeah, we can go from there, or you can just go to the website. It's up to you, but I'll definitely share my information. There's no fee to sign up, or no annual fees or anything like that. There's a 25% referral fee if we send you a customer and you close with that customer.
Is that number rangeable from how long to work for you?
No, it's 25% across the board. Now, if you work with the customer for 24 months, longer than 24 months, no referral fee is owed. Does that make sense? Yeah. That's the time period, then when it expires.
So you can go to guidancehomeservices.com and you can register over there. Or if you want to just call Adam, they'll help you register. Yeah. No, thank you for reminding me. So one of the things that I was going to talk about is that when I visit a lot of brokerages, and I mean a lot of real estate agents and professionals, is that a lot of them have a concern that American Muslims may not want to work with those who are outside of our faith. And that's a myth. So there's nothing wrong with the elder. I would actually even argue most American Muslims probably work with more non-Muslims than work with Muslims in our community. So don't be shy to approach them. If you see them at open house, you can even go to the mosque if you want to. And you would be treated better than I would be treated because you're a guest. The guests are up there on our list. We can treat you the shirt off our back for a guest. So if you want to go to the mosque, go to their barbecues, go to their events. And I would encourage you to see for other faiths also, because that's an opportunity to connect with the community and just build relationships and share the knowledge that you have. In terms of custom norms, right? One of the biggest ones that I'll tell you guys to be mindful of is that if you meet a Muslim American, generally Muslim Americans who are faith don't touch someone of the other gender. So a male will not touch a female will touch unless they're on within the family is okay, outside of the family is not okay, right? So the best approach would be if they take out their hand and they want to raise it, do it. Just don't volunteer. What you could do is normally what we do is with whether it's the same gender or opposite gender, if we don't want to shake hands, we just put our right hand to our heart. Just, put our reading this way, then you're covered.
I'm saying I'm almost hugging people.
So yeah, they'll appreciate that. They'll help you back. Just from the other way.
Don't hug me. I don't know. What do you do if someone came up to you and
Nothing, I mean, if somebody came up to me, take it. Right, I mean, we're understanding that it's our culture, it's our faith, not everybody understands it and knows it, so that's. So it's not, it's okay. Yes, sir.
I apologize if I misheard, but did you say that there was a screening process to be on the realtor with the referral system? Or what, can you kind of plug that out a little bit?
Yeah, that's a great question. I'll give it to Adam. The question was to sign up for Guidance Home Services, what's the process and what's the vetting process, I guess?
Yeah, that's a really great question. So there is a pre-screening process. It's not any type of crazy, like, background check or anything like that, to be clear. So how it works is basically all we're doing is taking a look at your past closings in the past 12 months for any real estate agent. And what we do is we determine, okay, is this real estate agent a part-timer or are they a full-timer? And we base it off of closing. So this is our criteria for it. Now, part-timers are still free to join the network, but I do want to be clear with part-timers. We try to prefer to send our customers over to full-timers. So, and what's the criteria? It's over 12 closings in the past 12 months, right? We do take newbies. I don't want to push anyone away, but if that's the case, then what we do is we highly recommend you actually connect with someone from Guidance Residential. And I definitely recommend, if you guys have some time, to introduce yourself over to Abdul Al Safin. He's a local loan officer and manager over here in the Houston area. Now, if you build that connection, then there's no reason why Abdullah and myself can't work with sending leads your guys' way. But again, to reiterate, we do try to send our customers over to full-timers. Great question. Sure, go ahead.
So it's easier would be if you connect with a local loan officer and build the relationship based on one-on-one. This way, if you guys have connection, you know how both of you work with each other. This way, this loan officer will always keep you in mind. But if you just sign up to our network and no connection between you and the loan officers, it might be a little bit hard to pick the referred agent just based on the name. If there is no previous history, there is no interaction. So it's always better and good to connect with the local loan officers. Our loan officers, they are on our website, guidanceresidential.com. So this way, if you speak different language, if you prefer to deal with male, female, we have everyone, on the team. So yeah, it's better to build that personal connection between you and the loan officer.
Yeah.
That's a really valid point, because I was speaking to someone earlier that building that relationship is so important, because you see, loan officer or account executives, when they have a buyer that doesn't have a real estate agent and they want to refer it out, they can do one of two things. They can send it to somebody that they know, or if they don't know anybody locally, they can select no preference, and they'll just go to the agents in that zip code, and whoever accepts it first, they get it, right? So it's better to have that relationship, and when you have that relationship, you can also do marketing, right? We have flyers that we create that can have your information, our information, and we distribute them in the mosques. After Friday services are big for us. We get thousands of prospects over there.
Yeah.
Right?
The big one.
Yeah, we'll have joint events. So we'll sponsor a barbecue at the mosque, and we'll invite one of our realtor partners so that we can book that and educate the community on financing and then on the residential aspect of it. Or the title.
You're just saying it's up to the loan officer's discretion. He wants to send up.
Yeah.
That makes
Absolutely. Yeah, great question. Just a. What was that? Oh, which mosque? Yeah, I'll give it to Abdullah. You want to mention some of the names for the mosque? You can also.
Yeah, sure. So in this area, there is two major mosques at Sugar Land. Mariam, which is basically Mary Mosque or Mariam Masjid or Mosque. And the other one is Brand Lane. Those are two mega mosques in the area of Sugar Land. Actually, there is like more in the like mass state. The largest one in the entire Houston, I would say, the whole side, a state called Champions Mosque. Yeah, it's the largest from the area space and the number of people adherents.
And what you could also do is, if you go to their websites, you can actually subscribe to their mailing list. So when they have events, I'm telling you, you're gonna get better welcome than I would. So do it and take advantage. People grow and generate more.
For anyone who wants to sign up or just has questions, I have business cards if anyone would like. I'll just come around if you guys want it.
You're very welcome. Abdullah, what was the name of the restaurant? We could give the restaurant a shout out.
Adriatic Cafe.
Adriatic.
I-10. Yep. Save it on your map. How are you? How are you? And guys, just really quick, we have very advanced app for guidance home service to get updates about your home buyer's file status, to get updates about your referrals. You can claim actually the referrals through guidance home service app. It's very advanced and sophisticated app. You can download it from Apple Store or Android. Whatever. Salman and yes.
Your website is guidance home
This is mentioned. And Adam is on the guidance center. He's the principal of our company.